So right now I want to bring up a guy that actually got me involved in this company. It was because of him that I joined this company, and he's a big, big, big part of this company doing what this company is doing today. When a company goes from almost $4 million the first year to somewhere between $15 and $20 million the second year, there's some good people at the top of this company. And without a doubt, he is a big part of that. He's our director of marketing. He's put together all the trainings of this company. Please help me welcome up Mr. Dale Calvert.
If you want to be successful, all you have to do is go to school, get a good education, and go to work for a good company and stay there 30 or 40 years and retire. Now, is that the biggest lie that's ever been told? And people are buying into it every day. I was reading an article this week, and it said that the people entering the job force this year, the average person entering the job force will work for 11 different companies in 5 different careers over their lifetime. That's the reality of what's happening in this country today. But that's what we all, I hear people knew him. I'm going to go back to school, Dale, so I can get a good job. There's no such thing. How many of you know somebody that's been affected by layoffs in the last few years? How many of you, some of you have? The days of going to school and going to work and having a company take care of you are over. You know what the #1 employer in this country is besides the federal government? Manpower Services, a temporary company where they sign you job to job to job. That's the #1 employer in this country. Times have changed, but people don't realize it sometimes that they've changed. And what I love about this business is it gives you and I the opportunity to take control of our financial future. And that's what I love about it, because it returns free enterprise to this country. We've been conditioned so wrong for so long. And here's what happens to us. We're sitting there, we go to school like I did. You go to work. When I got hired at IBM, everybody said, Dale, you're so lucky. How come everything good happens for you? You're going to be there the rest of your life. Just stay there and work hard. And they gave me these visions of grandeur. And I bought it for about 2 years. Because I got a couple quick promotions, and I'm sitting there, and I'm waiting for somebody to retire or die before I can move up. Now, is that a very good situation to be in? You love your coworker, but think, man, he's not old enough to be kicking the bucket yet. It's kind of hard. And I got to the reality of, hey, I don't want to stay here for the rest of my life. I don't really like punching this time clock every day. I don't really like going to eat when the whistle blows. I don't really like having to be here at 6 o'clock on Saturday morning when I don't particularly want to. I want out of this thing. And I started talking to people. And I said, are you going to stay here for the rest of your life? And the ones that have been there 5 or 6 years, they all said, no, Dale. Me and my dad are going to start a general store. We're going to start a convenience store. We're going to do this. We're going to farm full time. I'm not staying here forever. And then I talked to people that had been there 16, 17, 18 years. And I said, how did you get here? You hate it. You hate it worse than I do. Why have you been here 17 years? And they'd say, Dale, I only got 13 more years to retirement. What happens, people, is we all climb into what I call the Great American Box. Here we are. And we never take the time to think about it too much, because if we did, it'd scare us to death. We think, well, we're doing okay. I'm doing as good as my Joe over here, my neighbor. He's driving an 87 automobile, and I got a 91. My kids' jeans don't have holes in them. I'm a whole lot better off than Uncle Fred. I'm better than Mom and Daddy was. I'm doing okay. And we get caught in this box because of the people around us are in the box. And then all of a sudden, sometime, somewhere, somebody walks up to you and hands you a videotape. And you see people living outside the box. And you didn't even know there was anything outside the box. And you can't believe it. Look at this. Jim Jones is cruising the Caribbean, going to California, Florida. Look at this guy. He spent 19 years in the box, 70 hours a week in his own insurance business, and he's out of it. And I'm going to get out of it. And all of a sudden, we just take off running right through the box. And we're out here. And we're going, and things are great, and we've got visions of grandeur that you call me on the phone and say, Dale, what's the record for going regional? Because I'm going to beat it. And you're all fired up and excited. You have found your ticket out of the box. And you know what? That's true. And then this is what happened. All the people in the box start yelling at you. Get back in the box. Get back. What do you think you're doing? You can't get out of the box. You belong in the box with me. What's wrong with you? That product doesn't work and the company's a scam. Get back, get back. Because they get scared to death. If you get out, the more they get out, the less it's in it with them, and it makes them look bad. Y'all understand that? And they yell at you. That's true. And they yell at you, and they scream at you, and they say, you can't, somebody else can, but that's not for you. And you know what happens? A lot of us, we believe it, and we jump back in the box where we're comfortable, where we're used to being. Because outside of the box, you learn, yeah, there's freedom. There's financial independence. But there's also 3-day calls. There's also disappointment. There's also people that'll lie to you, tell you they're going to come someplace and don't show up. There's also frustration outside that box. And you say, you know, back in here in the box, I was doing okay. You know, my gracious, since I got out of that box for a few weeks, I've lost all contact. I have no idea what's happening on Roseanne, and I don't know if I can live my life like that. And I'm just going to sit back here in the box and justify. Justification kills us. Because we say, well, you know, Dale, I don't have as much time as I thought I was going to. You know, my kids are doing this, and, you know, I got bowling on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And softball season's getting here. And we justify, and we make excuses, and we get right back in the box with all the other people in the box where we're comfortable, and we die at age 65, and when we have less than $3,000 in our savings account. That's the way it is. That's where most of you in this room are going. And some of you are thinking, Dale, you're probably right. And some of you thinking, I'm not going there. I'm getting out of the box, and I'm staying out of the box, and nobody is talking me back in it. And when you get that way, you're going to make it. That's what it takes. That's what it takes, and you got to fight it. You got to fight it. Ask Laura Robinson over here. Man, I saw her in and out, in and out. And then what happens to some of you in this room? You got out, you're back in. You're sitting in it this morning, you're in it. And here's how you try to get back out it. Instead of just running and get out of it, you try to stick your big foot out. Like that. Just your foot. You just try to get your foot out of the box. You're kind of timid. You can't just put your foot out of the box. You got to decide, I'm getting out of the box. Because if your foot's just in the box, everybody in the box is pulling you back into it. Y'all know that. You got to make a decision. Are you going to spend the rest of your life in the box or out of the box? Because out here is freedom. It's the most meaningful friendships you can ever develop. It's seeing other people's lives touched. It's making a difference in the way things are in this world. It's living life to its fullest. And that's where I recommend you be. It's worth it, people. Is it a struggle? No, it's really not, because I want to share a secret with you. Right here is a door. And I've seen over the last 2 years hundreds of people walk through the door. Hundreds. And the way they got through the door is understanding one thing: that success depends on me, nobody else. That if it's going to happen, the person in the mirror is going to make it happen. It's not somebody out here that's going to make a difference in my life. It's in here. And they understand and come to grips with it's not your upline's fault, not your downlines, not your sidelines. That you can have anything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want. And success in this industry has nothing to do with finding the right person. It's in becoming the right person. If you become the right people, you'll find the right people. Most people won't follow you if you don't know where you're going. They only follow people out of the box. If you're in the box with them, what kind of help can you be to them? So you got a choice. I don't think most of you in this room would hand over your checkbook to somebody you didn't know or maybe didn't trust. But every day in this country, we have people that their mortgage payment, their car payment, their child's education, their life is dependent upon somebody they don't know sitting in an ivory tower somewhere making decisions, playing around with their life. Because their life depends on their job instead of themselves. And what we give you the opportunity here today is develop an opportunity, develop the skills, develop the attitudes, where you can go to sleep every night knowing that your success depends upon you and nobody else. And that you've got the skills, you've got the talents, you've got the ability, you've got the love of people to get it done no matter where you are. That's what we give to you. We give you the opportunity to become better than you are. And all you got to do is walk through the door and follow the path of many, many people that you've already seen on this stage this morning, because every single one of them opened the door and walked the same path. And if you're willing to walk the path they've walked, you'll have what they have. It's simple as that. All you got to do is believe you can. I believe in you. I hope you believe in yourself. Thank you, guys.